out the gate, you guys, can we talk about how TikTok's actually getting banned? Also, sorry if you hear a little bit of like humming. It's my little space heater I bought for myself. This is one of those things that I just like didn't think was gonna happen. Not that it couldn't happen, but I think I wanted to remain naive, like, oh, that'll never happen to us, not in our lifetime. Like, I don't know. But January 19th, like, that's crazy. That's also my grandma's birthday and Mac Miller's birthday. So like mixed emotions that day. Anyway, aside from that, I just booked my appointment for my wisdom teeth removal consultation, you guys. I went to the dentist recently and I got my teeth cleaned. Everything looks good, but there is concern of one cavity down here, but it's not that simple to fill because, so my wisdom teeth have grown in. They've been here since like my early 20s. Like I felt them growing in pretty quick and then just my mom never took me to get them removed. Classic. Whoop, she just texted me. That's crazy. They've grown in. The top ones are fine. This bottom one is honestly fine. I'm gonna get them all removed because like if I'm gonna be under, I might as well. But this one, it came in like diagonal like this, and then, or I guess it's like this. My molar was already there and it came in diagonal. So right here is a cavity that she can't reach to fill. So I have to get it removed or obviously the whole tooth is just gonna decay. And I'm really nervous. I feel like wisdom teeth removal is something you do young. Like I feel like all my friends got it done like in high school or early 20s. Like I feel super late to the game. So can you guys turn the comment section into only good experiences with wisdom teeth in your late 20s? Like your late 20s. Like I'm 30 and 4 months late 20s. It's also so expensive and I am also shopping around for like different dental insurance too because the one I had before is like just awful. Insurance in New York is so confusing and awful if you're an individual, as you know, or maybe you don't know, but I'll tell you. I obviously don't have insurance through like a job. I have to just pay it as an individual, like straight from the provider, and it's just trash. It's just trash. But I guess that's the price you pay when you work for yourself, whatever. But it's really expensive. And God, these past few months have been the most expensive time of my life since like, I guess since we moved here from LA, because cross country is a gajillion dollars. Damn near even more expensive because I've furnished like my own spot and I'm not splitting it with Alex or anybody. And then now wisdom teeth are expensive. Like life is expensive. And the holidays, don't even get me started. I was gonna do gifts this year and then I said no. And then I was like, maybe I'll do handmade gifts. And then I made a list because I wanted to do some handmade stuff. So I made a list of what I would need for the handmade stuff. And even that was expensive. And I told everybody in my life, I said, love you. None of you guys are getting gifts. And honestly, nobody seems to care. So if you're in that position too, where like, I don't know, I feel like 90% of gift giving around this time is just people doing it because they feel like they have to. Like if that's your motive behind gift giving, I guess I'll speak for myself. I don't want the gift then. And not out of like you didn't put thought into it, I don't want it. Like, no, more so like, don't stress yourself out. You know, I have my own abundance. Let's just vibe on the holidays and don't stress yourself out and break your bank by just getting something to get something. I know I'm not alone in that, but yeah, this time of the year is just very expensive. And choosing to move during this time of the year just got me spiraling a little bit. I try to do this every couple months too, and luckily like I've found resources and an app that like helps me do it. But even going through my bank statement and just like double checking any subscriptions, any charges that I might not recognize, not only for like fraud purposes, but just to like kind of get your mind wrapped around your bank account. Everybody has a different relationship with how often they log into their bank. But I will say, I know it's icky, but you got to do it. Figuring out those like unknown subscription charges and canceling them, it really adds up. It saves you a lot of money. And that said, today's sponsor is Rocket Money because they are here to help. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps you cancel subscriptions, lower bills, and manage your money better. I've talked about them before and I told you guys how I found like almost like a 4-year-old charge, and Rocket Money did everything as far as canceling the subscription. You could even cancel within the app, so you don't have to worry about any like long customer service calls or anything. Like I said, you You can also use them to lower your bills, which I also kind of want to try with my new internet. You upload a photo of your bill and Rocket Money will actually negotiate your bills for you. That could be from like internet service or cable, whatever. And if I could be your naggy older sister real quick, I preach this to my friends, my family, and now you guys. I know it is a big goal to have, but it is a very healthy goal to strive for. That goal being at least 3 months of your living expenses in your savings at all times for whatever life may throw at you. But Rocket Money does have a feature where they can help you kind of set a budget. So if that's something that you feel like you want to do, using a resource to set a budget is a lot easier than doing it in your head. And I've tried to do that before, and then you make excuses for yourself, and then you pull money out of your savings. Use the resources that are there for you. Rocket Money has helped their customers save up to $740 a year when they use all their premium features, with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. That's crazy. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/McAtee or click the link in the description to get started for free. You can also unlock even more features with premium. That's rocketmoney.com/McAtee to get started for free. Finance talk gets me fired up. I'm already thinking like, oh my God, tax season's coming up. Oh, I wish I was a kid again. Actually, as a kid, I was still kind of like this with money. Like I would like, you know, find $5 on the floor or whatever, and I would like save it. I feel like my mindset with money has always kind of been like, honestly, scarcity mindset, but I'll deal with that in therapy.
Well, isn't it just so nice to not have a job? You don't have to worry about anything. I buy all your little bandanas. You don't even know what rent is.
I want to get a workout in, and I will, but this isn't usually where I warm up. We actually have a really nice room in our building for, I guess it's like a yoga studio. There's also light weights in there, like a yoga Pilates room. It's like an all mirrors room, really nice wood floors. But I think someone's like filming something in there right now, which I have never seen anybody else in that room, but I guess they were thinking what I was thinking tonight. But I wanted to show you guys it and like even do like a little workout with you. I'm slowly getting back into working out. I definitely like stopped over this move, and like when my migraines are bad, the last thing I want to do is work out. / I can't work out, like physically can't. So getting back in slowly. And aside from that, something I really want to start working on like consciously and like on an isolated level is my hips. I feel like I incorporate hips into everything I do, but I want to actually make it like a hip workout, which I feel like I've never done. I used to do that with cheer, but like, I mean, that was 12 years ago. My hips are tight, but they're also very weak. They're tight because they're weak. They're tight because they have little to no strength, so they have to like use all of their might to even like move my fucking leg forward. Like we used to do so many things in cheer, like leg lifts like this. Oh my God. Like I know that probably didn't look like much, but try that right now and try not to lean back. Like I lean back too much. Like, oh my God, it's so hard. And then I get a hip cramp right after. But the way I used to be able to, like, we would do the like sets of 50 of that same thing. Just like 1, 2, 3. And us just like talking to each other at practice, like while we're lifting our leg. My hips just used to be so strong. And it's not about aesthetics. It's truly about mobility. This is 30. This is 29 3/4. I'm not worried about how I look. I'm worried about the longevity of this vessel, and hip mobility is like the root of so many other mobility issues as we get older. So a lot of good like hip stretches like this. Oh, like that shouldn't be creaky when I do that, you know? Look into it. You'd be surprised what you find about hip stuff, especially in women. We hold a lot in our hips. I just had breakfast, taking my vitamins. I'm cozy for the first half of today. Let me close my door real quick. Hold on. Let me turn down my TV too. I'm watching Ordinary Adventures. They're this couple where they like primarily go to Disney parks around the world and like post like 45 minute to an hour videos of just like the food, the set design. Like they nerd out about Disney the way I do. And I'd like to speak up for myself real quick because I don't nerd out in like a Disney adult way where like you'll never catch me taking a picture with like the characters. Like I don't care about that side of Disney personally. I care about like how detail oriented this really old brand is with their parks. And like, oh, it's just so fascinating to me. And like that's the way that they film their content is like right now they just showed they're at Tokyo Disney and they showed like 2 vending machines and they weren't actually powered by this, but the set was made to look like they were powered by the water turning the wheel behind it to like, and then it had like 2 pipes coming down the vending machine, so it like looked like the water was powering the vending machines. And Disney just has like so many other cool instances of like that type of detail that honestly it's there, but a lot of people don't catch it, and that's like my favorite thing to do when I walk around the parks. Anyway, that's not the point. I'm about to leave in like 5 minutes, go to Alex's, record for Patreon, come home, edit, shower, go to my appointment in Manhattan for my wisdom teeth consultation, and then after that appointment gonna come back here, get like ready, like makeup, like cute ready for the evening, and then going to dinner at 5:30, and then something else after. Liza said it's a surprise. I think it's a show. I'm really hard to surprise, like, because I'll like scale back context clues of like every conversation I've had with that person. If they tell me they have a surprise for me, I could usually figure it out by like everything we've ever talked about ever. So I think I know what it is, but I'm still excited. I still love being surprised, even if I figure out what it is. Like, it's being surprised for me is like such a love language. Like, it's not, it goes beyond like gift giving. Like, surprised specifically is something I love to do for every person in my life, and I have done for nearly every person in my life to some degree, but I rarely get it back. And that's where Liza and I are a lot alike. I mean, we're a lot alike in a lot of ways, but we're a lot alike when it comes to like our love language. So she always likes to make like, and by surprise I don't mean like these extravagant surprises like hundreds of people pop out, flash mob, like not necessarily that, as much as I would love that, but more so surprise in like any day-to-day thing. Like, hey, do you want to go to dinner tonight? Yeah, sure. Okay, cool. I'll pick a place and come to my house, and I won't tell you where we're going, and then the surprise is just the restaurant we went to. Like, any element of the unknown in like a fun way, in like a safe way, for other people is like, I just love doing it. But I need to be ready for that by like 4:30. So busy day, but I slept really well. My sleep score was like 93. It's gonna be a good day. I'm rushing to the train because there's train delays, and if I miss this one, there's not another one for 21 minutes. Okay, so the original place we were gonna go to was reservation only, so now we're at bar 54, and this view is insane. Here's the logo. Ironically enough, it's on 45th Street, not 54th Street. It's Shelby! Hey, spooky! I thought you were talking to yourself. I was like, are you good? I am talking to myself. We're rushing. Wow, welcome to 2025! Oh, yeah, it's probably triggering. I still don't know where we're going, but we're rushing. Because I guess we have 4 minutes to get there, we can't get in. And Liza said it was Dave & Buster's. Well, yeah, Dave & Buster's opened an ice cream. We're all getting matching nipple piercings. We're going to a pierce shop. I'm in heels. I'm running in heels. I have a cramp. Okay. Where are we going? I have a cramp. That's funny. We are home. Just showered. This has just been my holy grail. The road barrier butter. My skin is still slightly wet. Like I don't dry it when I get out of the shower. Obviously if it's like dripping wet, dry it a little bit, but it's just like slightly wet. And I just put this all over my face. I will say, like, The texture of this and the scent of this, I do not love. I do not love. But not that it doesn't stink. It just smells like, well, Rhode doesn't use any like fragrances or anything, so whoa, my eyebrows. So it smells like what you would assume a product would smell like without fragrances. It doesn't smell bad, just doesn't smell good. The texture is interesting. It's like, it changes texture kind of. It goes on pretty watery and then it gets really thick. And when you put it on, you almost feel like it's gonna be like a dry moisturizer. Like you almost feel like by the texture of it, it's not gonna do anything for your skin, but it does. And all I'm saying is stick it out. If you don't like any of it, just if you don't like it, just fucking use it because it works. Because I stuck it out because I bought the whole thing, and at first I was like, oh shit, I bought like the big size. Like this is the 5-ounce bottle, which is huge for a moisturizer. Like I'm probably only like there, and I bought it when it dropped like over a month ago. Yeah, I think it dropped in October. I was like, whatever, I'm just gonna use it up because I'm not gonna waste it. And then with that consistency of just being like, whatever, I'm just gonna use it, then my skin started changing and I was like, oh shit. And with it, I wash my face in the shower, obviously. If I have makeup on, I have a 2-step process to wash my face. Step 1 is a Dove bar soap to take off the makeup. And step 2 is this cleanser, the Eminence Clear Skin Probiotic Cleanser. I really, really like this brand. Keep it between us. They sell it on Walmart's website for cheap, but keep that between us because I don't want it to sell out because it's like my favorite cleanser. I use that cleanser also if I'm not wearing makeup, but I added the Dove bar just in case I am removing makeup. And then yeah, this bad boy, very good. I have an early morning tomorrow though. I'm gonna podcast again, but it's like 1 a.m. right now, so I'm gonna get kind of a poopy night's sleep, but it's okay. Because I'm very, very happy about tonight. That show, All In, I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but it's a new show on Broadway. It just premiered like last week. It's like a big group of several comedians, and they are rotating over the next, I think, 10 weeks there at the Hudson. But tonight was John Mulaney, Fred Armisen, I'm forgetting the names of the other two. I'll put them up on the screen here because I'm forgetting right now. I'm tired. And they go through a collection of stories that honestly, I kind of need to like still digest the show to figure out what I feel. God, Octobuddy's crazy. What I feel the common like thread of the stories is. They were all funny. I can't tell like how I feel about it yet. Fred Armisen is actually like one of my favorite people on the planet, and he has been since I was like little. For some reason, I've always just loved him. And as I told you guys, tonight was a surprise. And it's so funny because the night before when I went to dinner with Liza, as you guys saw, we were talking about like our favorite comedians, and I mentioned Fred. And she's like, oh, that's crazy. And then I guess she had already had this planned, and he was there. And when he came out, my jaw just dropped. Like, I don't get starstruck at all, but I will say we had like really good seats too. I think, yeah, I had a clip of it, so that wasn't zoomed in. That like we were probably only like 8 rows back, and we were dead center. And when John walked out first, I was like, oh, like I didn't think I would be like starstruck is a very strong term, and I wouldn't use that towards when I saw John, but I was still like, oh shit, like I haven't seen this guy in person. Like I only see him on the screen. And his opening bit was really funny. And then when he introduced everybody else to come out and Fred came out last, I freaked out. All the bits are really good. The one thing I didn't love was they were like all reading out of binders. And I don't know. The binders were like they were actual like 3-ring binders with papers in it, and the outside of the binders, the prop people did try to make it look like leather books, but like we all know what a binder looks like. It has a thick spine and then it goes to a slope to a point. Like we all know the shape of a binder. If you wanted it to look like a book, then make it like, you know, like the same, I'm describing a book, I don't need to do that, you get what I'm trying to say. So it felt like it was like rehearsal because they were like reading their lines. John wasn't. I will give John credit, first name basis. He did not read out of the binder. Like he really did memorize every single one of his lines. But yeah, everybody else was like looking down, following along with whoever was talking, and they're all just sitting in a chair, like 4 chairs lined up, like you saw in that video, like 4 chairs lined up. They don't move, they don't dance. Like it's not like a choreographed show by any means, other than the delivery of their lines. I'm not shitting on it, I'm not, but I guess, you know, considering it was a Broadway show, I was kind of like, where's the Broadway? But I don't know. I'm not a big theater person, not in the sense that I don't like it. I mean, in the sense of my experience with it. So I don't know, maybe it's something I don't understand. Maybe it's a type of performance that I am not aware of. Like, again, not shitting on it. It was interesting, but there were, I'm kind of spitballing here, maybe like 8 different stories they read. There were 3 that were so funny. It's a pirate one that they read. That one was hella funny. There was like a baby kind of, it's called The Big Nap, I think is what they call it. In every skit, the name was like projected above, so whatever. The Big Nap was really funny. And then there was a third one where I guess I won't say too much, but Fred is the Grim Reaper, and they put like a demonic effect on his voice. It was like, I was toppled over cracking up. It was so funny. And then at the end, I did actually get footage of it, because I know you're not supposed to film like anything on Broadway, and I never do, but they had already did their bows and everything. People were leaving the theater, lights were on, phones were out, like the show was over, and Fred came back out in the Grim Reaper costume and played the guitar. Here's the video. It was so funny. I'm so glad we waited, because it was obviously like such a shit show getting into the theater. So at first we almost like walked out with the first, hold on, let me put this back. We almost walked out with the first round of people, and thank God we didn't, because we would have missed that, because it was like probably like almost 5 minutes after the show ended. Like people were like, a lot of people missed his little performance when he came back out. And then yeah, after that, the 3 of us just kind of like walked around. We went and got a dessert and then came home. But oh my God, it was just such a good night. And it was just one of those moments for me, God, that noise, where I like haven't socialized in a minute. I haven't socialized at all since I moved. Like seriously, I have gone out 1 time since I've moved, and it was to get a quick dinner with my friend Rachel. I tend to forget, as much as I do like to recharge and be alone, I also very much love being around people. And I guess that's just the balance of being kind of in the middle of an introvert and an extrovert. I suppose if I have to pick a side, I do lean more extrovert, but like as I've gotten older, I've leaned less and less extrovert and needed my, you know, alone time, but not this much alone time. Not, you know, socializing only 2 times in the past month. Like that's, and I'm not shitting on anybody whose threshold is there. I'm just saying for me, like that's not enough for me. And if you are an extrovert, you get it. Like that's the difference of an introvert and extrovert. We recharge by being around other people's energy, like good energy, and introverts recharge being solo dolo, and I get that. But yeah, like how I feel after just a night out, and it like wasn't a crazy night out, it was a very like normal night out, dinner and a show. I need to socialize more. I need to go out every weekend, and I don't mean like go out like bar go out. I mean go out as in simply socialize. I need to do something with somebody every weekend, and I say that in the lens of like I'm telling myself I need to do that. Like I feel like you guys could even see that too. Like I haven't socialized at all, other than dinner with Liza. That is the only time I've socialized this whole Vlogmas experience this year. Like that's like not good for me. It is the holidays. A lot of people are out of town. Tonight was just one of those moments though where I was like, okay, I'm not sad. I just haven't been around people in weeks. Come on. Up. Woo! You cozy. I hope everybody has a good weekend. This weekend, I'm honestly just chilling. I might go, I know I said I'm not gonna do Christmas shopping, but I wanna go grab a little something for my niece and nephew. They're kids, it's different. But I just plan on chilling. I think tonight, and I say tonight because you're watching this on Friday, so tomorrow for me, but tonight for you. Alex is gonna come over and we're gonna watch a movie and chill. She actually hasn't been to my apartment. She's been here one time, and I think it was actually the first vlog of Vlogmas. So I was like, do you wanna come over? I don't know. Like I go to her house a lot for the podcast. I'm there twice a week at least. I'm gonna have her over tomorrow night. We're gonna chill and watch a movie because that's the only time I'm gonna see her before the holiday, and then I won't see her until I come home from Christmas. Chill weekend. I spend some time with my girl, and then we're down to just 2 more vlogs, Monday and then Wednesday. Okay, good night. Love you guys, and I'll talk to you on Monday. Bye.